The lesson I'm going to be teaching you about is where to place a comma after an introductory participle phrase. The first thing you're going to want to know is what a participle is. So a participle is a form of verb that is used as an adjective ending in ing in the present tense or ed, en, dt, n, or any in the past tense. Some examples would be dreaming, sleeping, speeding, turned, tightened, began, etc. After you learn what a participle is, you're going to want to know what an introductory participle phrase is. So an introductory participle phrase is a phrase or sentence that starts with a participle. Usually the participle ends in an ing or ed. They can end in different endings, but the most common ones are usually ing or ed, so that's something to look out for. Irregular past tense verbs can also start the sentence, such as hurt, won, spoke. In my example, swimming as fast as she could, Julie won the race. Swimming as fast as she could would be the participle phrase because it starts with a participle, which in this case is swimming. So where do you place the comma? Always place the comma after the participle phrase, and make sure that there is a complete sentence after where you would place the comma. So in my example, shouting as loud as she could, Morgan got her mom's attention. Shouting as loud as she could would be the participle phrase. To make sure that there's a complete sentence, just make sure that you cover up the participle phrase and read the next part of the sentence by itself. So Morgan got her mom's attention, that's a complete sentence. Therefore, you can place the comma after the participle phrase. Something to watch out for, though, is gerunds. So gerunds are an ing word that functions as the subject instead of the verb or adjective. In my example, swimming is an intense sport. Swimming is talking about the sport in general, not the actual activity of swimming. So there would be no need to place a comma in that sentence. So make sure that when you're reading a participle phrase or a sentence that has a participle in it, make sure that it isn't functioning as a subject instead of the verb or adjective, because you do not need to use a comma.